Hello, everyone.
Welcome to the Queers of Time podcast.
I'm Matt.
I'm James.
I'm Kenny.
And I'm Kat.
And this is a podcast to talk about all the gay stuff in the Wheel of Time.
Because we're gay and we like the Wheel of Time. As always, thank you so much to Lurks, our fellow venerator of Serene. Thank you for the support. We really appreciate that. And also, we'd like to thank Travis, who does all of our transcription. It's a hard work, and we really don't make the task easy for you. And I'm sorry for that. And also, thank you, Kevin, for all the promo video.
The wheel of time turns, and ages come and pass, leaving memories that become legend. Legend fades to myth, and even myth is long forgotten when the age that gave it birth comes again. Well, almost. There's one myth, one legend, one wisdom who never fades and never goes out of style. That's Nynaeve fucking Mira. And she's the topic of today on Queers of Time. Well, her and the rest of episode 3, called A Place of Safety. So sit back, relax, and get ready for a little bit of slap and tickle, some soiree foreshadowing, and a whole lot of Dana appreciation.
Yeah.
I like the whole lot of Dana appreciation. Like, you can feel the southern accent.
I know. It's very good.
I hope one of y'all, mention Dana in your posts.
Oh,
she is the moment. She is the moment of this episode.
she is the moment.
She overshadowed Nynaeve's cold open. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. It's the best cold open of the season, hands down. But Dana's performance, better.
They're very close for me. It's very close for me. I will not disagree with you, but it's close.
I'm just going to put it before we start talking about the moments and this kind of thing. We're going to do the first 2 episodes, which means we're going to split into different parts. So first part, our favorite moment. No, you can start talking about Dana and whatever, and that cold open. It's just, I'm trying to...
So...
Stop trying to impose order on my life. I am a chaos being today.
I know.
More so than Matt.
I know. Okay, so... Who wants to start with their favorite moments? Do we want to, Matt? Matt, you have the cold open in your favorite moment. Maybe we should start with that.
Yeah.
Can that be all of our collective, because I feel like everyone's, it's a favorite moment for everyone.
Yeah, but I was expecting for you to put the cold open in your favorite moment. So I didn't put it on mine. And then I noticed that you did not have the cold open in your favorite moment. So I was glad that Matt put it in his favorite moment.
I was still going to talk about it.
I did. And it's probably my favorite moment from the episode, other than some other Nynaeve moments. But yeah, the cold open, I think, to me, was the best cold open of the season. I know what we get in episode 6, but I'm sorry.
7?
7, yeah.
Yeah.
One of those episodes that happens later on that I've only watched once. But I think us being so invested in Nynaeve and having, for those of us who had not, or for those who had not watched the show, read the books, not knowing her fates, not only seeing her come back, but how she comes back is just awesome. And I'm kind of tempted to say that, out of spite to James, that the cold open was overshadowed by Tom's brilliant performance in the end.
Oof.
I will kill you.
Don't even joke like that.
I know, but I don't want to hurt Kat and Camille. So
Thank you, Matt.
but yeah, so that the cold open, if we're starting there, I absolutely loved that.
So good.
If we're going, if we go chronologically, I guess I might as well just do my next 2 favorite moments because everybody else's is after mine.
Sure.
So this scene also has the most romantic line of dialogue, not only in the Wheel of Time, but just in general, the most romantic thing. And it's when Lan says, "Oh, you actually tried to kill me." He tells her that he knows she's not going to try, and then she tries to kill him, and it's so cute. So cute.
This entire episode is basically Lan falling for Nynaeve bit by bit.
Yeah.
Because you see him just watching her and he's like, I have met my fucking match.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
This is my equal. No one else.
It's so good.
Yep.
Like, they're so good that my last comment is basically like, every scene that they're in is my favorite moment. They're hot, they're sexy, they're strong, and they're hard-headed. They're both dumb. And they are probably the only cishet couple I ship this hard. Like, I just...
Yeah.
I can't even do a queer Nynaeve or queer Lan headcanon because it just breaks my heart to think that they wouldn't be with each other. So
I have a question for you. You are shipping them hard in the TV show. Were you shipping them hard in the book?
Ooh, that's a good question.
No, Robert Jordan didn't write romance at all.
No one knew they were a thing until the end of The Eye of the World when he was like, you're the best. I will hate the man you love.
And that's exactly how he sounded.
I fell in love with Robert Jordan's writing for the fantasy and the world building and the action and the lore and the horror writing and a lot of different elements. I did not fall in love with it because of the romance writing, because it wasn't there. And what was there was some of the worst romance writing I've ever read in my life. So no, I don't ship Nynaeve and Lan very much in the books.
Yeah, so that was just due to the fact that the show did, I think they did Lan and Nynaeve very well.
Oh, it was a huge improvement on the books.
Extremely well.
It's such an improvement. It's so well done. We get it. We finally get it why Lan would be interested in Nynaeve and why the fuck Nynaeve would be interested in Lan. Because that's something I don't get in the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can do better in the books.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And they did it. What's impressive is they did it without changing the core of who either of them are, really. Like, they didn't really change who Nynaeve is at her core in the books, or who Lan is at his core in the books. They just sort of expanded on it and made them into, like, well-rounded people. And it's oh my god. I actually watched the beginning parts of the episode with when she's holding the knife to him, and I wrote in my notes, like, Nynaeve, nuck if you buck, Almira, choosing to try and kill a whole warder because he told her that she wouldn't. And that's Nynaeve. Like, she wouldn't. I honestly believe if he hadn't have said that, she probably would have settled down and she would have tried to, like, talk to him, still threaten him for sure, but, like, she wouldn't have tried to kill him. But once he said that, that was it. And it was just, so good. And he sounds so impressed and also turned on. Like, oh, you actually tried to kill me. I love it.
But do you think he could have said that so that she would try something? Because maybe it's easier for him to stop her if she actually try to attack him and fail at that, because that's not her skill and he's good at that, than if she just stay at a distance.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I think he sounded genuinely surprised, though. I think he probably expected her to, like, do something physical, but she was going to stab Lan. Like, she was going to stab him. Yes, she was going in for the kill.
So, James, I cut you. What were you trying to say?
Oh, no, I was going to say, like, I also really loved, I loved Lan as a whole in this episode. He's very much a support character in this episode, but the way all of his interactions with Nynaeve and also his interactions with Moraine, like, the second Nynaeve pulls off and, like, does the poultice, and, like, he just, like, is right by her side, and it's beautiful and amazing. Yeah. And I love it. It makes me really happy.
Yeah. Ugh, they're both so good. They were both fantastic in this episode, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I also loved Rosamund in this episode, because she just had to lay there, but she looked dead.
Oh, she killed it.
Like, she is the star of the episode. But she knew how to take a step back and be like, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
It's all good. I'm going to be the best thing in the show, laying here, saying one word.
Yes, and still manage to steal everyone's attention.
I have one line of dialogue. Okay. I'll make it work.
Yeah.
Okay, bet.
I guess technically it was 2 because she says Leandra and Sedai at the end, but...
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Funnily, I think none of us have moments about Perrine and Egwene.
So I will quickly touch on that.
I do in my comments.
Okay.
Other section, yeah.
Yeah, in other sections I do. Yeah.
Okay. Perrin was pathetic in this episode.
He just, I mean, I think he was supposed to be. James, he just accidentally killed his wife.
James is a little sass muffin today.
James is like, and your point?
Just like, get over it. You didn't really love her anyway.
Wow.
I don't think that was true.
Oh my god.
You didn't love her like she should have been loved.
Wow.
Better off dead.
Wow.
Better off dead than with you, Perrin.
Oh my god.
I lost us some followers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you did.
The shots being fired. I am so sorry, everyone, for this.
Okay, let's move on.
I guess, Kat, your line about Matt.
Yeah. I'm holding out. I don't know how likely this is. I would love for Matt to be pansexual or bisexual, because it's that line. I think I went back and even like originally when I first watched the episode.
I'll just mention that you say that line, but then never said what line it is, and people don't see the doc.
Because I'm going to say it.
Here, do you want... I have the dialogue in front of me. I'll play Rand.
I will... Okay, you play Rand.
Here, I'm going to put it under your... There we go.
Thank you.
Isn't she a bit young for you? Thought Moraine was more your speed.
I make exceptions.
Come on, we'll take turns.
If you think she's up for it. There you go. That's the line.
The word, Matt. The word. I mean, Matt is talking about another type of wood.
Yeah, he's still talking about wood, just a different kind. It delights me every single time, because Matt didn't even give it a second thought. He was just like, "Oh, okay. Do you think she'd be up for it? Let's do it."
Like, I think he was joking a bit, but he would have done it though.
He was joking in the sense of like, "Yeah, I'm joking if you're joking too."
It's not gay because there's a pussy.
Exactly.
Even when your dick is in me, it's not gay.
It's not gay because there's pussy present.
Matt would fuck a duck to make a buck. That's all I gotta say.
There you go. Well,
I mean, I think one of my favorite moments was just like all of the one-liners. I still say, like, Rand having that bit where he's like, "The stories they'll tell about you, Matt."
Mm-hmm.
Matt Coffin, the man who walked once while a little chilly. Yeah, that was very good too.
Which, I'm sorry to say, I talk about that later, but that was a dick move from Rand.
A little bit.
A bit.
It was a bit. It was also like a very much like it was a very friend thing to say. Like, it's very obvious they are very old friends, and they are accustomed to roasting each other constantly.
Mm-hmm.
There's roasting and they're making fun of the poor guy that doesn't even have a proper coat.
Look,
I mean,
no, I think it's fine.
maybe two things can be true. I understand what you mean, Kimmy.
Yeah,
I understand what you mean. Something can be a dick move and also like, you know.
It's funny, but when you dig into it, you're Rand.
I think the next bit is, Camille, you have the Tom Matt moment with the Aiel.
Yes, I know some person on this podcast doesn't like Tom.
Oh, we'll get there.
We'll talk about it. We'll cover that.
But I do like the moment it had with Matt towards the end of the episode, when Matt goes to the Aiel trying to steal the dead Aiel. Can you really steal from a dead person anyway?
I mean, it's still their property, but yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You can even steal dead people.
That's true.
Yeah.
For purposes.
Oh, okay.
My twin has a short story about that.
Your twin has a story about corpse fucking?
No.
Oh, I was talking about selling them to medical doctors for uses in like...
Yes. She actually wrote a short story and published a short story where it's basically like people stealing corpse to sell it to doctors in the 19th century, something like that.
Yeah, grave robbers.
Yeah, grave robbers.
Robert Louis Stevenson wrote a story about that too.
I thought we were talking about necrophilia. That's where my mind went.
Kat and I are the same person, once again.
Once again, James and I are essentially the same person.
What was I talking about? So yes, I thought it was a nice way to introduce the Aiel, to get a bit of background about them, and also to start some sort of relationship between Tom and Matt, in the sense that I still feel like the show could have Tom being Matt's mentor at some point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm curious to see whether they interact again. Well, not in season 2, but maybe in a future season.
Look, the less we see of this Mick Jagger motherfucker, the happier I'll be.
Oh, God.
Let it go, let it go.
You are going to make his fangirls very upset.
Okay, well, his fangirls need to have higher standards.
Anyway, if you want, we can move to the next moment, which is actually the gayest moment of the episode. Like, I'm sorry about the swan thing, but like a bit of slap and tickles. That was...
Oh, yes.
I was
Perfection.
so not expecting that, and I loved it.
It was very good.
And it wasn't over the top either, which, like, the casual gayness is just amazing. And I love it.
And I saw it makes sense in that context. Like, it's two men traveling together. It makes sense for Dana to make this assumption and jokes a little bit about that.
And they bicker like an old married couple, so it makes complete sense.
Honestly, yes. And Rand just answering, if I wanted a man, I could do better.
I could do better.
I'm like, yes, you can, girl. Yes, you can.
The look on his face when he says this, he's like, no, please. I can do better.
I'm trying not to like read too much into it, but you know, Yosha's really good at gay stuff. Just watch Just Friends. So like, I feel like I'm reading too much in it, but he didn't say if I were into men, just like if I wanted a man at this point, I could do better. So maybe my wishful thinking is like, oh, maybe they'll give Rand a...
I mean, technically, he didn't want anyone because he was with Gwen, so...
Right?
Yes.
I don't know.
Anything is possible.
You know what? That's your wish for future Rand. I have a wish later on in this episode that I'm going to bring up.
So. Oh, okay.
Well, and if Rand never gets it on with a guy, I can just watch Just Friends again for the 500th time because it's a beautiful movie.
There you go.
I think the next one would be Cats regarding Dana.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. I mean, first off, we'll be talking about Dana a lot.
For the remainder of this episode.
For the remainder of this episode, it's basically going to be Dana and Nynaeve.
Yes.
But that moment where, like, you know, Rand kind of like backs away and like as she's trying, like she goes in to kiss him and she goes to the door and it's like very, like almost like really quietly, like the music kind of stops and she's like, was it the hair? And just like closes the door. It's so good.
And the music, the way, like, it was just a god tier reveal.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I was not. I remember the first time I watched it, I was not expecting. I was like, okay, she's just like someone they meet. She's someone they meet along the way. And she's will you know.
It took me by surprise so much.
So good. I remember I got goosebumps.
Yeah.
When watching that, like when that happened, I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
And then Rand,
yes.
I love him. He's so dumb. It's like Dana's like, was it the hair? And Rand is like, huh? And Dana's like, she turns around and she's like, oh, I thought if I had made it look like her. Rand's like, who? She's like,
who?
Egwene. And Rand's like, oh. And Dana's like, I'm going to kill you, Rand. And Rand is like, huh? And then Dana's like, I summoned a Fade to murder your eyes out. And Rand's like, oh.
Yeah, that's when it clicks.
It does take him a little while.
Bless his heart, he tries.
He's very special.
He's a little special dragon.
He's very special, our boy.
Our special boy. But yes, it's fantastic.
I mean, this kind of blends into the next bit where, I mean, both Camille and I put Dana's speech about the wheel and stuff as our next favorite moment.
Like, I just wrote one sentence about that and you copy-pasted the whole monologue.
I transcribed the entire speech, yeah.
Do you want to read the entire speech? I am fine with that.
I mean...
It's a good speech.
It's a long speech.
It's a good speech. I don't think I could do it justice, but I don't know. It's just, it gives so much exposition about, and some motivations about the Dark Friends, because they're just evil for the sake of being evil. And that's it. Which is fine. It's fine. It's good. But seeing this, it could have been so much better in the books. And it wasn't.
Yeah.
Someone's pussy's out of control.
Matt.
I just had to say it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Titus, you're not a guest on this podcast.
Aw.
But it could be.
It could be.
He was just shaved. He looks sad and pathetic.
Oh, poor Nugget.
But no, I do think, I will say, one thing I thought was very interesting was Dana's line, and this is probably just a misunderstanding of the lore, but maybe it actually happened, about how the last time someone brought the dragon to the Dark One, we still remember his name 3,000 years. That didn't happen in the books.
No.
Not to be a book cloak. I'm not. I don't care. I just assume that it was either some misremembering or like some like dark friend, the dark like propaganda.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just, it'll be interesting to see if that comes up again. If not, I don't care. Who gives a fuck?
No one's gonna, well, people will notice, but...
So one thing that I'm always curious about, because so the prologue of The Eye of the World is Ishamel seeing Lusterin, right? But this is after the bow was sealed, so I never fully understood how Ishamel was there.
Because Ishmael was never like fully sealed in the boar.
Yeah.
But so is he physically present here, or is that not something?
I believe he's physically present. Like, he basically like can touch the world once every 1,000 years.
And at that time, he was still able to.
Yeah, I mean, if you take like, I kind of assumed that the boar was the dark one. Like, it's like a circle, and like the layers, and most of the dark friends are in like the big layer, or like the closest layers. And then some of the ones that we see early on, like Agenor and Balthamel, are a little bit closer, but are a little farther out, but still not near the edge, whereas Ishmael is just like barely at the edge. So for me, I think of it as like...
him edging?
Yes, I think of it as like an edging, but the boar is like slowly happening, and it's already captured most of them, but it hasn't captured all of them yet. That's how I've always thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like, so my point was that maybe because there's still this confrontation between Lusterin and Ishamel, where like Ishamel make Lusterin remember everything he's done, and then he's killing himself. I was curious whether that could be a reference to that, like
Maybe.
an interpretation of what happened, kind of.
Right, because it's Balsamon.
Yeah, it could be.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's I mean, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that particular nugget comes up again.
Slight spoilers for the books.
I mean, it's technically it's like the first book, but
Yeah.
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 Well, I was saying my like Balsamon part, but yeah.
Oh, yes.
So that's about it for favorite moments, I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, like overall, just like Dana and the writing in this episode. For the Clarkson twins who wrote this episode, if either one of you is gay, let me know. I will happily service you as thanks for this episode.
Jesus.
So foreshadowing.
Why are you so homophobic, Matthew?
I'm not homophobic. I'm Jamesophobic. I could start with the foreshadowing because I don't only have the one thing.
Sure.
And I mostly wrote this just to make Perrin seem interesting. But I'm still confused about the Layla dream in which she is being snacked on by wolves. And the reason I'm confused is because wolves in the story, well, they're either good, I mean, they're still animals, like they're wild animals, but they oppose the forces of darkness. Like there's a very clear symbolism with them. And I'm just like thinking there's got to be some heavy symbolism here with Layla being undead and being eaten by wolves. Like at first I thought maybe it was that Layla was secretly a dark friend, or maybe that she'll be reincarnated as one or incarnated as a Forsaken or something. But now I'm sort of thinking that maybe it's just representing Perrin's being torn between his past and his future. Like sometimes, and I wrote my notes, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar, but like with such heavy-handed symbolism with the wolves and bringing her back, like it would be a pretty silly mistake for them to just have a wolf gnawing on her. Like a Trolloc, maybe, but like I think something is there, and I'm probably wrong. I probably just want the writing to be a tier above what it is, which is probably not fair of me.
How dare you insult my husband, the Clarkson twins?
Are they even guys?
Yes.
Okay.
They're hot too.
I thought it was like Kelly Clarkson or something. Oh, send a link.
Send a link.
Kelly Clarkson wrote episode 3.
Gosh.
Yes, it was actually Kelly Clarkson.
Good for her. Good for her. A multifaceted queen.
They have facial hair, Matt. You won't like them.
Oh, that's disappointing.
I kind of remember that when, way before season 1 came out, when there was a moment where Rafe was like presenting people from the writer room.
Yep.
And he wrote a post about them, about the Clarkson twin.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
I think that the dream was really stupid.
Yeah, it could have been that.
I loved it.
I just think it was stupid. And I didn't notice Baalzamon in it until this episode. Or until I watched it this time.
Really?
He appears like twice or 3 times.
In the very beginning, I didn't notice him in the very beginning.
At the very beginning, in the back, like at the window, and then
There's at the window, and there's like...
That's when I didn't notice him.
And then there's a flash, and then at the end.
And then at the end.
I noticed the other two. Okay, I didn't notice him in the very beginning.
I saw no Baalzamon this episode, so...
What? Really, man?
I mean, I think it is... I want to say it's Baalzamon, like, influencing his dreams, but in the book lore, it's not possible for him to, like, control the wolf. Well, no, he can. He killed a wolf in the books.
I don't know. I think I'm probably just looking for something that's not there.
It seemed very odd. I think the purpose was for him to continue to feel guilty about Layla, so we aren't like, oops, hey, remember? He killed his wife. No, we didn't forget any of that. I don't know.
I think it was like a sort of a visual manifestation of Perrin's guilt. Like I think that's kind of the purpose that it served. And Perrin was the wolf in this. Like he was watching himself as the wolf. Like I think because in the last episode we kind of like got the first sort of glimpse about there's something with him and the wolves. And so he's on that path right now, and I'm sure, I mean, obviously Layla, but the wolves are on his mind too, because he's literally being pursued by wolves. He's being pursued by them. And so that's kind of how I took it. It would be interesting if there was more, like if there's more depth to it. I mean, I would love to see something like that come back, like once we get into, wait, are we allowed to talk about spoilers here?
No.
Okay. I will save my comment until later.
I think it was, so I didn't mind the dream. Mostly I think because it was nice to have dreams that were not Rand dreams. And it's true that like if you want to have Perrin dream, like what's its storyline? It's his dead wife and the wolves. So that means the dreams kind of probably are related to that.
Yeah. I didn't mind the dream. I thought it was properly creepy.
Yes, I agree with that.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
No, I get where you're coming from, Matt. I'm on your side, Matt. It's fine.
Oh, thank you.
I think in the foreshadowing, one thing that I especially liked in this episode is how sometimes music is used to foreshadow things. And it's not obvious foreshadowing because the casual viewer is not going to understand anything. For us who knows what music, like who I've listened to the music before the episode and looked at the lyrics and this kind of thing, like typically Mashira, it's amazing to have it with that Lan and Nynaeve moment because Mashira is a love song and it's a beautiful song on that. And especially like there's this, when Mashira start playing, there's basically a female and a male voice interacting, and it's really the voice switch is based on who is in the focus, and I thought that's a nice touch, and I really like how they're using music for that. Same thing with like at the end of the cold open, Nynaeve's theme at that point is heavily based on the theme, like the song Aes Sedai, Seventh of All, which, I mean, it's amazing that Nynaeve's theme is based on that. And that's a theme that's coming back at the end of episode 4 for the Like a Raging Sun. song.
Yes!
I just remembered that we're going to watch that episode next, and we're going to get to talk about that scene, and I just got really excited.
Oh, that's not what I was excited about. I just found out that Mike Clarkson is gay.
Who?
One of the Clarkson ones is gay.
Okay. Well, there you go, James.
I'm wondering, was it both? No, just one.
I don't know. I haven't done Paul yet.
And now James is going to go to LA to try and fuck the writers.
He's married.
Oh, okay. Well.
Ugh.
Anyway, the music is well done and is appropriate.
Oh yeah, the music's really, really good in this episode.
Thank you, James.
Kat, do you want to go next while James is busy looking up for gay men?
I mean, it's Maureen gaily muttering Swan's name is like, it's because I mean, I always watch, I watch everything now with subtitles on because it's just easier. And so I remember the first time seeing it and being like, and just being silent for like, it's that was, I mean, obviously people can't see me, just very wide-eyed. It was a very wide-eyed expression on my face. And I was like, okay, so we're doing this. This is happening. Okay.
I think I said that before on this podcast, but like the first time I watched episode 3 was on my tablet in a plane.
Oh, that's right.
And like I had to like not shriek.
Did you make sapphic noises?
I did not make any noises, but I was very glad that it was still the time where everyone was putting mask on because you could not see my face. And I was just like, my jaw fell.
It's so
good.
My God. And it's the fact that it happens. I love that it happens when Nynaeve is there. And I really hope that she puts the dots together. Like she's connects things together. With this, even if she doesn't, it's fine. It happened. Fantastic. Like Maureen is literally on death's door and the only thing she can think about is Swan.
Oh.
The sapphic tittering of it all.
Yeah, I'm like, the other Clarkson is straight.
Oh my God.
Oh, James, no one cares about the goddamn twins.
I'm sorry.
You're still talking about these twins.
Paul is straight, Michael is gay.
Okay. Thank you for clearing that up for us.
Look, it's very important. Also, yeah, like the gay Swan stuff is really cool.
So James's favorite foreshadowing moments were eel hair color, Swan gay.
Hey, I'm good. I'm here. I figured out their sexualities. It's fine.
They can focus now.
I'm done. So yeah, I did really like the eel hair color. It was very obvious to me. I'm like, if people didn't put that together after that blatant shot, then they're stupid.
Wow. Okay, drag them.
Kat, you do have one that you can mention?
Oh, yes. Rand breaking down the door and then finding out later it was part of the montage of when one of the times he channeled. Fantastic.
Yeah.
I assumed that was the case, but it was nice seeing like that montage of him like leading up to the big reveal and seeing like the weeds around him as he's bursting through the door. Oh, so good.
What I loved is that every non-reader who watched that just thought that Rand had super strengths.
Yeah, they thought he was super strong.
And then they thought it was an Aiel thing.
Yeah.
Which was so fun.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, makes sense. It was very entertaining because like there's one that like can talk to wolves. Like, like maybe they all have their like they all have different superpowers.
Yeah.
So it makes complete sense. Yeah.
Perrin can talk to wolves. Rand is super strong.
And Matt
is stupid.
Matt's there. Matt tried too.
Matt is there.
Sort of.
Matt's kind of funny.
He'll be funnier next season when a better actor takes his role.
Ooh, I'll cut that.
Yeah.
Don't cut that.
You should cut that.
I think one thing that I did want to mention regarding foreshadowing is that I like how they introduce the bond and how they mention like the connection, like Lan feeling Moraine, especially considering the rest of part of the season is not able to feel her, and they may not be able to feel her for a long time.
Yep.
Boy. Yeah, I thought it was a nice way of introducing this connection. Because that's a connection that it's like we had some glimpse of it before, like in the way they when they Moraine and Lan talks, when sometimes only one of them is speaking and they still understand each other, but it kind of only felt like telepathy thing. But no, you know that it's also like, oh, you feel what the other feel.
Yeah. And it is interesting that Nynaeve knows this. Like, this is a thing that Nynaeve knows.
I mean, in the first 2 episodes, I'm a huge proponent of the Two Rivers people knowing things that they didn't know in the books and not being so backwoods. I did think it was a little weird that they know this, because this feels like something that the Aes Sedai would mostly keep a secret. People know that the Warders exist, but I like the bond itself, I don't know if people are like hugely aware of in the world.
So my thinking is that her mentor, when her mentor was at the White Tower, her mentor, I am positive, was exposed to lots of different things about the Aes Sedai. And so I think the knowledge that Nynaeve has, I'm assuming it came from her mentor, because that makes the most sense.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's my thinking anyway. But I agree with you. I was like, oh, interesting. It's interesting that Nynaeve of all people knows this. But then I was like, it was probably like her mentor it was something her mentor found out and then told her about it.
Or even maybe like, because for example, Tam also seemed to know some things about the Aes Sedai.
Yeah.
Who knows like what stories he came back with and
That's
what
true.
stories he told about Aes Sedai and this kind of thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because Tam has been out and about in his younger days. Out and about. Oot in a boot.
Out and about.
To be Canadian.
So, change is scary and so is the drama, am I right?
Yes. Yes.
Am I right?
Am I right?
Am I right or am I right? At the risk of triggering James once again.
No, it's fine. I am just saving myself for the end of this section. And the rest of you will mute yourselves, and you can walk away for 5 minutes, get a tea, get something to drink. It's fine.
Bitch, we have 45 minutes. You ain't going on for 5 minutes on your rant.
Go on for 2 minutes.
So I'll go first, and I suppose it'll be a little bit of a little snack size preview of what's to come with James's rant. But so on the one hand, the people that were whining and bitching about Tom having a guitar instead of whatever the fuck he has in the books, I don't remember. It's like, get over it.
He has a flute and a harp, you ignorant fucks.
I'm agreeing with your take, James. Be nice.
No, that's fine. It's just it's fine. It's fine. Go ahead. Love you.
Anyways, my co-hosts ought to know by now that I retain nothing about this series that I love.
Oh, we noticed.
I know Rand is a ginger because I crush on Yosha Stradowski. But anyways,
well, there you go.
So yeah, people whining about Tom having a guitar and who cares? Like, it's an instrument. Get over it. It's like at that point, people were just whining just to whine. So I was looking forward to seeing what they did with Tom. And then Tom came out and opened his mouth and started singing. And the song lyrics were fine.
Yes.
His voice, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just saying it was all gravelly and coarse like a dying horse or a syphilitic cow is what it was.
Wow.
Wow.
But you're not saying it was bad, though, you know.
I'm not saying it was bad because...
But it did sound like a dying horse.
Bad implies some salvageability, you know.
Oof.
And once a horse is dead, I mean, there's nothing... But anyways.
Wow. We are going in on Tom today.
His singing was so bad. It was so bad. It was warbling. It was bad. I hated it. And I never really cared much about Tom in the series.
I did not like Tom in the series.
Yeah, I'm hoping that because we adapted him, or because the royal we, because Rafe adapted him in a different way, maybe he'll, like, I appreciated his scene with Matt because it was good for Matt's character growth, but
yeah,
I don't know. Why did he have to sing? You know, I get that they were like not wanting to have this like kitschy sort of folksy music like he does in the books.
Yeah.
But why couldn't you have just made him do a spoken poem or something? I mean, he's not that white.
Can you imagine Tom doing spoken word?
It'd be better than the singing. I don't know. I don't know. I appreciate what the actor tried.
No, it's
I think the actor could have pulled off spoken word, but
Nothing against the actor. My entire rant, nothing against the actor.
No.
Perfectly good dude.
yeah.
Great. I love every other decision Rafe has made with this series.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
No.
So it's. I mean, I appreciate Tom a little more than I did in the books, but I disliked him quite a bit in the books. So it's not a big improvement, I guess.
I mean, yes, like it's. I mean, I hate Tom in the books. So especially in okay, I think as the books move on, it gets a little bit better. But the first few books is a misogynistic asshole. I'm sorry to say, like he preys on younger girls and.
Yeah, he's the stereotypical dude.
Yeah, it's the creepy old guys that always makes me uncomfortable.
I like Tom in the books for the most part.
Oh yeah?
this is such a weird term.
I think he's fine in the books. I like the idea of a Gleeman more than I like Tom. Let me say that.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I like the folksy, kitschy patchwork cloak,
Yeah.
smoking tobacco, his mustaches. Like, I like all of that. I love that entire aesthetic. I mourn that aesthetic.
I like his vibes.
I think I honestly would have appreciated him in the show more if they had kept that aesthetic.
Yeah.
He could have sung like a dying syphilitic
Mhm.
cow, but if he were wearing a patchwork cloak and he had that attitude, I would have been like, okay, it wasn't great, but it was okay.
It's like the vibes I got from him, and she was like, okay, I just got off of my 5th beer. Let me just sling myself onto the seat and belt out the first song that comes to my head and then get off the seat and ask for money. Like, it was just so...
Yeah. So anyway, here's Wonderwall.
Right.
Like that's I think I wrote that in like the chaos document. Like that was very much the vibe I got, and I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I like the lyrics of the song. The lyrics were fantastic.
The lyrics of the song are great. I would love a cover of it.
Sure. Yes.
So, while we're on the subject of Tom, do we want to let James do their rants, or we do want to let Camille and Kat do their thing first?
Look, I mean, my rant is mostly just, like, I had to skip over
Mhm.
this. Like, he started singing. I tried for, like, 5 seconds. I tried for, like, 1 second. And then I pressed that skip 10 seconds button until the pain was gone.
Until it all went away. Until it all disappeared.
Like, my notes are, I hate Mick Jagger Tom. This is so stupid. The song is bad. He can't sing. I legitimately hate it. It makes me violent, and I will not stop talking in all caps. And then, nope, I had to skip it. It's really, as a character in later episodes, he serves a really good purpose. He's really great.
Mhm.
He kills Dana at the end of this episode, which makes me hate him a little bit. But, well, no, we're going to go back.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think if he didn't sing in this episode, it would have been fine. But the song is so bad.
I think it's the way I wish they had chosen a different like, I don't know what to call it, genre. If he had sung it a different way, I think it would have gone better. You know?
I think it's weird that it's a song he sings in a bar.
Yeah.
Like, what Gleeman, like, it's supposed to be joyful. Like, I think it's that is weird because Tom, when he sings, when he tells story, is like, he amuses everyone.
Yeah.
And everyone feels inspired or this kind of thing. And right now, it kills everyone's mood and it's weird.
And he does that in the books. Like,
Yes.
when he's going on, like, a huge... Like, when he's reading in Cant, I think that's what it's called, like, the chant, or I don't know, whatever. When he's reading in that, like, he'll tell a story, and he'll then go into, like, the super depressing thing, and everyone will stop and whatever, and then he'll go into, like, a super lively thing, and it'll cheer him all up. But he was just, it was very Thorin in the middle of Bag End. Far over
the misty mountains
cold.
That was a great moment. That was good though.
I know it was good, but it was appropriate to the, like, people weren't laughing.
Yeah.
When did that happen? I don't remember that.
In The Hobbit?
Are you a stupid bitch?
I've seen The Hobbit once.
It's the scene, so right after they finish fucking up Bilbo's house.
Oh.
And it's right after, and they start singing about the Misty Mountains and how Smaug fucked over their home.
No, I've seen the extended editions of the trilogy like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 dozen times at this point, but The Hobbit is like, it's fine, but not for me.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Same. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's I would have loved for Tom to have done like keep the words, but done like an upbeat tune to it. Like if it had been a little bit more upbeat, so that like, yes, the words are like depressing, but like, and it's sad, but it's like, it tricks you into like thinking that it's happy. I don't know.
A bit like Every Breath You Take.
Yes.
That song is like super upbeat, but like when you look at the lyrics, it's like,
You're like, oh, Jesus.
what the fuck is happening?
100% that vibe.
I mean, Kat, you know It's Not Right, But It's Okay, like the original, right?
Yes.
Okay, but then you know the Thunderpuss remix?
Oh, yes.
Okay, I'm just saying, I need the Thunderpuss remix of this song.
Of this song. That's it. Yeah.
Someone get a faggot to do that.
I had one thing to say about Tom on a completely different thing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people were complaining that he was not there in the first episode. I actually like that we are not introduced to him until episode 3 because there was a lot.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of characters in the first episode. I think it was already a bit much, I would say.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made sense.
And also, like, I like how it fits in this episode, especially because there's two main new characters that Rand and Matt meet. There's Dana that start very friendly, and Tom that is an antagonist at first.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of have this switch towards the end of the episode where Tom becomes this more friendly face, and Dana turns out to be the antagonist that is tricking them. And
Yeah.
I think it was a nice thing to do, nice switch. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It was well done. I agree.
And since we're on Dana,
Mm-hmm.
I like, thank God they condensed all of the Dark Friend into one person.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know some people love the road to Camelin.
Mhm.
I hate it. It's just so slow.
It was, which inn are they at now?
Yeah, it's too much.
All of the Dark Friends I see are so freaking stupid. And it's like they have
Mm-hmm.
no depth or anything. They're just typical bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
And no, at least we meet someone that we are not expecting at all to be a dark friend.
Mm-hmm.
That she has a very good reason for being a dark friend, and we are genuinely surprised by what she's doing, and
Mm-hmm.
we could almost root for her.
Yeah,
I'm still rooting for her.
me too.
She's coming back.
I am Team Dana. I would love it. That is honestly,
That is my one wish.
Rafe, if you're listening, please, if you're going to resurrect someone, if someone is going to be resurrected,
Just do it.
let it be Dana, because the actress is so fantastic.
Oh yeah,
She's so good. And Dana was such a good character. And can you imagine the gag of like her popping up later on in like a couple seasons or so and then being like, what? What the fuck?
They should have just recast Barney with the Dana actress. Honestly.
I mean, I would take it.
It would have been like, can you imagine her just being horny all the time and getting all the girls?
Are you kidding? Oh, Matt, why would you put this in my head? No, I want it so bad.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I want it so bad. Oh, she would look so hot doing it, too.
Dana Cawthon, sex extraordinaire.
Whew, boy. Oh, boy. Okay.
I mean, I just need a surprise bitch moment
Yes.
from Dana at the end
Uh-huh.
of like season 2 or something.
Yes.
She comes out of somewhere. Okay, are we getting into the book, to the bit where we can talk about book spoilers?
not right now.
General comments.
Ugh.
Almost. We're almost there. We're almost there.
Okay, Kat, go ahead.
I just had two. They were like kind of small things, but so I liked that. Oh yeah, to Perrin and Egwene's mini adventure. I missed the ravens or the crows, whichever they were. I missed that moment. I would have liked to see that. And I don't know. I felt like when they were traveling, sort of, it was like this really open, sort of barren space. And in the books, it's like forests that they're going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're traveling through forests.
Not really.
It's kind of like a mix of like plains, forests.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just felt, I think, I don't know. It just felt a little too open. I don't know. I think I'm just being weirdly picky about it. I just miss the forest. I like forests in my fantasy, so.
I didn't feel that open because, for example, when they run away from the wolves, they are in the middle of trees.
Yes.
And by the way, the running, it's a very similar music to when they run away from Shadar Logoth, and love that.
Perfect. Once again, the music coming through. Yeah, I don't know. It didn't quite, there was just something about it that just didn't quite hit the same way for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't have that same sort of, I don't know.
They didn't really have like any scary thing from like the Dark Friends.
There wasn't tension. Like even when the wolves were chasing them, it didn't feel like they were in danger, really. Like that aspect of danger was kind of missing from it. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Typically, like when they just stop to make a fire, like that tiny fire is not going to do shit with your wolf.
No, exactly. Like it was just more the details of it. I think that I just didn't. I think there could have been more. There was more opportunity for that. And so it's whatever. That's a relatively small thing, and it's fine.
I did like too that Perrin seems a lot chiller regarding channeling than in the books. Like,
yes,
it feels like if it's Egwene channeling, that's fine. I don't remember exactly, but I feel like he was a lot more tense about that in the first book.
He was, yeah. He was kind of an asshole to her the first time it happened. And I liked, I appreciate that they changed that. And so that is good. My second thing was, I like that they actually showed like Lan and because I think in the books we kind of do we get a jump scene, a cut scene. Like it's not really shown what happens when Nynaeve ends up catching up with Lan and Moiraine. And so this episode was basically that. And I really liked that. Like we actually got some, content, and there was more depth that was added to Nynaeve and Lan's character, and also the beginnings of their relationship. I know we kind of talked about this before, but yeah, it was something I really appreciated that they added in this, and just seeing Nynaeve as like getting to be a wisdom again, with like collecting her herbs and like putting together everything and putting together the poultice or the salve or whatever for Moiraine, and I appreciated that a lot.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah.
I think it actually fits pretty well with the first general comment from Matt.
Yeah. And I'm just going to make this one because we're running a bit up on time. So one thing I loved about this episode, and just a general comments, is that I'd like to think that Egwene and Perrin are both responsible for the fire. At this point, she's not strong enough to create a spark on her own, and he is not able to concentrate to create enough sparks for the fire. But with his sparks, she uses that to create flames, and that's enough for them to be warm. And I wrote in all caps, the power of friendship.
Aww.
So, like,
I like that.
People were, like, complaining about the emasculation of Perrin because he couldn't light the fire. And I'm like, well, if you really look at it, I think that both Perrin and Egwene couldn't have done the fire without the other one.
I agree.
And that is not a Perrin and Egwene shipping comment. I think it is a friend shipping thing. I do not like or support the CW crap they tried to pull later in the season.
It was so awkward and funny, though. Anyway, we'll talk about that.
It was so bad, but I just loved, that was probably my favorite not Nynaeve related character moment, where we got to see that quiet bit of interaction between the two of them, and I really loved that.
Excuse not Nynaeve or Dana moment, right?
Oh, whatever.
And like that James pops back in, excuse me?
And then that's just like, go away.
Kat, do you want to go next?
Sure. So Aiel lore. I love that we got a lot of, or not a lot, but we got a decent amount of about the Aiel, at least to go on. And obviously that's going to be built. It's built sort of later in the season, kind of. And then obviously it's going to be really, really built on in season 2. And I really like that they included the, what is it? I guess like the blessing that the Aiel say, and we got a reference to the threefold land, and there was just a lot of good little bits that were included. Not enough to overwhelm people, but enough to get you interested. Like, okay, who are these Aiel and what is their deal? Why are they important? So that was really good. The Tuathon, I loved the Tuathon. I thought they were delightful. Their food looked delicious. I'm very interested to see. Has it been confirmed that Aram is coming back?
I don't know.
Okay.
It's probably going to be.
I'm assuming, yeah. I don't think they would have included him if he wasn't.
I mean, I'm expecting to see them again in season 3, personally.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so I'm really interested to see when Aram pops back up and how he pops back up. Ooh. The whole time I was like, I like him. I like him a lot.
Like, I mentioned it a little bit in my foreshadowing bit, but it was book spoilery, but how Aram is, like, making fun of the Tinkers, you can already tell that there's a little bit of, like, he's not happy where he is, so it makes sense when he jumps ship and he is like, Perrin, Daddy.
Daddy, oh no.
Yeah, I think I'll have some more to say on that when we'll do next episode, because there's also a lot to say about Aram in episode 4.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And then my last thing was just, I really liked the depth that they gave to Dark Friends through Dana and her whole talking about Ishamael and the Dark One and all of that and her motivations behind it. It almost reminded me, the way that she talks about Ishamael, it kind of reminds me of like warlocks in Dungeons and Dragons, where they have a patron. And so I kind of really, I like the idea of the Dark Friends having a Forsaken that is a patron to them. And it sort of mirrors their reasons for joining the Dark. And I think it would be a really cool way of giving everyone depth. It's like the Dark Friends depth anyway.
And that leads to my point. When Dana was dying and Tom ruthlessly pulled his knife out of her throat and she was bleeding, she was still alive. And Ishamael, Dana's patron, came in and healed her. And she's going to come back. And she's going to be just fine.
Yes.
She's going to be the Millie Skane. Surprise
bitch. I would love nothing more.
Look, I'm just saying, if I get to ask Rafe one question in this life, it's going to be that one. I'll be like, look, just blink.
Blink once.
Blink once.
Blink once for yes, twice for no.
I think the last few comments that I had about this episode is that it's really an episode that is full of one-liners and some good one-liners. Like, there was how you actually try to kill me. There's that's not how roads work.
Roads work.
It's not a demand. It's a threat. The wood, Matt. If I wanted a man, I could do better. There's a lot like that, and it feels like the writers of this episode like just seemed to have a lot of fun, and yeah, keep having fun. It was like a lot of very good one-liners, and that's not how words work. It's like so memeable. It's
so funny. And it's the look on his face as he says it too. He's like, "That's not how roads work." He's like, "Are you kidding me?" So good, so good.
I really hope the Clarkson twins come back for season 2, and that they have an episode that they wrote, and it's gonna be the best one because it's probably gonna have Dana in it.
There we go. You heard it here, folks.
Okay, is there anything else we want to say, or can we go to the outro? I think we're done.
I think we're good. Dana, you're the best thing that's ever happened to the Wheel of Time.
You're fantastic. You're sensational. Nynaeve, you're also fantastic and sensational. We love you both. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Queers of Time podcast. If you liked our show, please give us a review on Apple Podcast. You can follow us on Twitter, while it still exists and is functional, Instagram and TikTok at Queers of Time, and on our Discord server. If you're able, we'd love to have your support through Patreon. We've got a lot of nice benefits there. I'm going to write something this week because I've been slacking, and this helps us cover the costs of producing the podcast. So give us money, please. Money, please. Thank you.
Also, like, we're going to put these chaos docs and the main docs in there just because it's really funny. I love reading through them, so I think they're really funny.
They're very entertaining.
Also, I'm hilarious, so.
Well,
yeah,
you are hilarious. We're all hilarious in very different ways, I think.
Yeah, some in more funny ways than others.
All right.
James, don't denigrate yourself like that.
Don't put yourself down like that.
I like it when you degrade me, though.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Okay, I'm gonna stop that here. Thank you all for listening. This was Queers of Time, a Wheel of Time podcast. The music is Dance of the Witches by Julius H.